Also, wanted to give my awards out to who I think. Again, the end of the season is coming very soon. So I'm going to give out my MVP, my defensive player of the year, stuff like that. Let's start with the defensive player of the year. I think it's between two people, in my opinion. It's between Brook Lopez and it's between Jaren Jackson Jr. I think Brook Lopez, the elevation of his game and the evolution of his game has been crazy. Because remember, Brook Lopez came to the league, couldn't shoot to save his life. Coming out of Stanford, he just wasn't that good. He was just a bit. Him and his brother Robin, they were just big players, a big body. He could really be physical down low. But when we talk about shooting, it's a no. Now he's one of the best statistical 3-point shooters in the league. And defensively, he is a monster. I think the reason why I'm going to give the award to Jaren Jackson Jr. The reason why is I think his defense is more pinnacle to the success and more tied to the success of the Grizzlies. While yes, I think that Brook Lopez's defense is a reason for the success for the Milwaukee Bucks. I don't think it's the main reason, because you also have, Jrue Holiday, who's an incredible defender. You also have Giannis, who's won a Defensive Player of the Year. I think if Brook Lopez wasn't as good defensively as he is, which is probably a bad way to assess it, but that's how I'm assessing it, I think that the Milwaukee Bucks will be just fine. They'll be different, of course, but I think they'll be just fine because of the other players that they have. Jaren Jackson Jr. is pretty much the only solid defender that the Memphis Grizzlies have. Yes, John Morant. No, actually, their next best defender is who? Dylan Brooks. So I just think the success that Memphis has is a lot more predicated to the defense of Jaren Jackson Jr. And I think Jaren Jackson has been incredible, and I have him as Defensive Player of the Year. Coach of the Year, to me, this is a no-brainer. Again, I said this before, the Sacramento Kings have not made the playoffs since 2001, 2003, something like that, which is like Chris Webber days. And to come as your first year as the head coach, that is Mike Brown, and have one of the best offenses in the league, come on now. I have Mike Brown as the coach of the year. I mean, I don't think there's anybody else that you can say. Yeah, you can say Budenholzer or something like that because they're number one in the NBA, but the Kings are one of the most surprisingly talented or surprisingly successful teams this year, and I think a lot of that is because of the coaching of Mike Brown. So I have Mike Brown as my coach of the year. Let's go to Sixth Man of the Year. I think that's also locked up. For a good minute, I believe it was Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook coming off the bench for the Lakers, and I thought that was how the trajectory was going. Even though they weren't losing that well, Russell Westbrook was putting up good numbers because he isn't really a bench. He's not really a bench player, even though he's not I don't think your team can be a championship laden team or a championship caliber team when he's your best player. I still don't think he's a bench player. So for a minute, I had the Sixth Man of the Year going to Russell Westbrook, but now that he's not a sixth man and everything that happened with the Lakers and the Clippers, I think it's a clear-cut no-brainer that it's Immanuel Quickley. Immanuel Quickley currently is averaging 15 points a game, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, shooting 45% from the field. He is vitally important for the success of the Knicks. And while, yes, Jalen Brunson's important, Julius Randle's important, I think the offensive firepower and the offensive punch that Emmanuel quickly brings to this team has been felt. I mean, while yes, there's a lot of factors, but I don't think that the Knicks would be 47-33 if it wasn't for the offensive firepower that Emmanuel quickly brings coming off the bench and how important he is coming off the bench. So I don't think that there's any other player that's in the league outside of maybe Jordan Poole that is as important for their team coming off the bench than Emmanuel Quickley. So I have Emmanuel Quickley winning Sixth Man of the Year. So next I'll go to the Rookie of the Year. To me, this is the easiest this is the easiest award to me. There has not been a rookie. Now there have been some good rookies, don't get me wrong. Jaden Ivey's been pretty good. There's been some good rookies. But there has not been a rookie as impactful as Paolo Banchero. Now, if you look at the Magic, yes, I understand the 34 and 46. Cool, I get that. But Paolo himself is averaging 20 points a game, 7 rebounds, 4 assists. Paolo's had multiple 30-point games. He is the clear-cut Rookie of the Year. I don't know anybody else that would even come close to it. I mean, and that's kind of the funny thing. When I was doing this and building out the show, doing this, I was looking, I said, yo, who would be the next candidate for Rookie of the Year? I mean, again, maybe Jaden Ivey. It might be it. Maybe somebody on the Rockets. I don't know. Like, there's not another team that maybe homie from the Pelicans. I don't know, but I think that it's clear. That's probably the most locked up race right now, and that is Rookie of the Year and Paolo Banchero. Now you get to the MVP, and I've done videos about Nikola Jokic. I've done videos about Joel Embiid. And now, of course, we know Giannis is in the mix, and we know how good Giannis is. Giannis, in my opinion, is the best player in the league right now. And when the MVP is as close as it's been, and right now it's kind of been between Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic, other factors start to weigh more, like certain games and certain stats and matchups. And I think the other night, well, first and foremost, Denver has been kind of on a slide these last few games. Now, yes, they're on a 2-game losing streak. And they did just now, yes, Nikola Jokic has not been playing. He's been hurt. I think that is a big reason for that's a huge reason for it, actually. But I think with Nikola Jokic not being hurt, that has hurt his MVP status, and the fact of just the other day, Joel Embiid at 52? And Joel Embiid and the Sixers, while they're on a 1-game losing streak, I do think that Joel Embiid has the games that, even though Joel Embiid didn't play against Nikola Jokic, these last few games, Joel Embiid has overcome Nikola Jokic. So I think that Joel Embiid is the MVP. I actually think the players believe that too. Even though I don't think the players have any beef against Nikola Jokic, I just think when you see the body of work and you see the offensive output as well as the defensive output that Joel Embiid brings, it's kind of hard to, again, I think he's leading the league in points again for the second year in a row. 33 points a game, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. He's also one of the best rim protectors in the league. I just think Joel Embiid has locked it up, and I think Joel Embiid is going to be the MVP. And you even see how close this race is, because when you look now, Nikola Jokic is third to Giannis. If you're talking about the sportsbook bets and everything. He's third to Giannis. That is Nikola Jokic. Oh man, you stayed to the end of the video. I appreciate you. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss any content from your boy. You can also go back and watch past episodes, past clips, and don't forget that the Unpopular Podcast new episodes drop every Wednesday and Saturday. Appreciate you.